So I've got the bass track from Luca here. It sounds really, really good. So he's given me, I mean, for Androgynous Stranger, I've got two versions of the track. There's like a poppier version and there's a folkier version. I mean, both are great, but I've gone with the poppier version because I think it fits the song a little bit better. But with the rest of the tracks, I mean, I've made a few slight changes, a few tweaks and that, but I've pretty much got the final bass line here, I think. I'm just making sure that the bass is perfectly locking in with the drums and they're not clashing. There were a couple of places where it was clashing and that, but I managed to resolve that, but just making sure the stops are in the right place. And yeah, they complement each other before I build anything on top of the drums and bass. So this one's Androgynous Stranger. It's got a bass slide here, which I really like, but I mean, I've been debating whether I need to cut it and there needs to be a gap in the song where the drum feel comes in. But I've decided to cut it. It's, as I said, it's a good feel, but I just don't think it works perfectly with the song. But this is it with the feel. And this is it without. Yeah, I'm sure some of you will say it sounds better with a feel, and I mean, arguably it does. I'm just trying to, there's no perfect formula. I'm just trying to sort of find what I'm happy with, really. And I sort of I'm in an eye around it, but I have the gap there. There'll be other opportunities for bass slides and stuff later on in the song, probably. But yeah, it's just all about making sure that the drums and the bass are locking in together and playing nicely before, as I said, I build anything on top. So we've got painting pictures here going from the end of the second verse into the pre-chorus. So this was original version. Doesn't sound bad, but I really want to emphasize that drum roll because it's quite cool. So I've changed it slightly, so I've requested an alteration from Luca, and he's done an amazing job on it, and we've changed it so it sounds like this now. So yeah, it's given space for that feel to actually come through. And it makes the pre-chorus more impactful. I think so anyway. Well, it makes it slightly different, but I'll go with it. It's all good. Okay, so it's the Spanish love songs. I've been trying to play about a bit with the sort of bass and drums to sort of work out where we need fills, where we don't need fills. So originally this bass fill was at the start of the song, and it sounds like this. Sounds good, and it sort of bridges the two sections together, but I think it's nice to have a bit of space to allow the drums to come through. Yeah, I like that. Whereas if we go to the end, I've actually requested, and Luca did an amazing job in actually adding a little bit of a bass line, leading into a sort of solo outro part. So originally, if I can find it, so this is originally what the song sounded like. So this is originally what the ending was like. So a bit of space there, whereas if we go here, he does a really, really cool bass fill, which links in perfectly with the drums. It locks in perfectly, and it leads it nicely into the outro. So let's hear it. Just a little bit. So I think there it works, but it's hard to determine sort of where. Well, there's no set formula, there's no right or wrong answer on where you should have a bass fill, where you shouldn't. But I've sort of been thinking about it, listened to it about 1,000 times, and ultimately I've had to make a decision. But this sort of seems to work quite well, so I'm gonna go with this. So it's all good.